Outstanding. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Frank Lange. I am a happy member of Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living and a religious science practitioner. It's my pleasure to welcome you this morning to the service. Will you please all turn off your cell phones? Something I mean to do as soon as I get back over there to my jacket, and hope that nobody calls me in the meantime. Don't call me, don't call me. All right, say hello to a couple people in your vicinity. All right, welcome. I'm subbing today for David Seltzer. So without apologies, I'm going to read what I read at Thanksgiving, because it's feast time. This is the frontispiece to the Science of Mind textbook that we all use in religious science. It is entitled, Peace Be Unto Thee, Stranger. Peace be unto thee, stranger. Enter and be not afraid. I have left the gate open, and thou art welcome in my home. There is room in my house for all. I have swept the hearth and lighted the fire. The room is warm and cheerful, and you will find comfort and rest within. The table is laid, and the fruits of life are spread before thee. The wine is here also. It sparkles in the light. I have set a chair for you where the sunbeams dance through the shade. Sit and rest and refresh your soul. Eat of the fruit and drink the wine. All is yours, and you are welcome. Please join me in the morning chant.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly swinging o'er the plain. And the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strain. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why your joyous strains prolong? When the gladding tidings be, what inspire your heavenly song? Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see Christ whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee Christ the Lord, our newborn King. Gloria forgive every day. May we come from the place where there's no need to blame. May we recognize that deep inside we're all the same. May we learn to live in love. May we learn to forgive every day. May we come from the place where there's no need to blame. May we recognize that deep inside we're all the same.
Please join me in affirmative prayer as I bring my full awareness to the expansive sweep of the one infinite presence, the one infinite life. Oh, this one is the magnificent, absolute, all in all. As it moves upon itself, it creates out of itself. It creates everything manifest and unmanifest. It is the power that rotates the earth on its axis. It is the power that inspires all thought. And as it creates out of itself, it takes the form of its creation. This is the opulent, exquisite, infinite presence in full operation in every molecule and cell and atom. And I know that it breathed me into existence, that I am a vessel for this one infinite presence. And as this is the truth of who I am, this is the truth for each one here. Each one here is an individualized expression of the one infinite life. Each one here is an integral part of the body, the heart, the mind of the infinite presence, which always seeks to know itself by means of its creation. So I speak my word for each one, and I claim a greater receptivity to this one life, to this one power, which is the essence of each one. It is the wholeness, it is the perfection, the completeness at the center of each one. And just realizing this activates the vibration for a greater experience and vibration of this truth. This realization is always expanding consciousness for unity. And as each one realizes this is the truth of being, that each one is a center of God consciousness, of the infinite intelligence of the universe, each one aligns with this whole perfect presence within, which created each one out of itself for oneness. And this is what we remember today as we retell the story, that there is only one life. And it is within all creation and each one here. And I celebrate this realization, this truth, and I pour forth my thanksgiving for the opening in consciousness that takes place through each one right now and makes way for a demonstration of oneness, which is the divine birthright of each one. And I release my word to the law of mind, which operates on my word as a new creation, ready to be made manifest right now and eternally. And so it is. Amen.
May we learn to live in love. May we learn to forgive every day. May we come from the place where there's no need to blame. May we recognize that deep inside we're all the same. May we learn to live in love.
Good morning. Ooh, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Ramadan, and everything else. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will lift our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will someday rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? The sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. Oh, Mary, did you know? Did you have any idea?
So let's say bye-bye to the little pumpkin pie there. Good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. I just want to say how great it is to see my family's back here. I've got kids and grandkids, and it is so wonderful. So welcome. I love you all. You all look so great. We actually have something for you if you're here for the first time or back after a long time. This is a couple of people from our membership team, and we have some information about our center and a little card for you to fill out if you haven't done that. So if you're here for the first time and would just like this information, just raise your hand and you'll get that information right in your hand. Anybody here for the first time that would like that? One right back there. Welcome. Merry Christmas. So before we do anything else, we're going to complete the Advent wreath today with the 4 candles and the one in the middle. So this is, we do this slightly differently than the traditional Christian philosophy of this, but it's related. We are anticipating the birth of the Christ, and we are anticipating the birth of Christ within us. So all creation looks forward to the light, both within and without. We've passed the solstice now, but still it's pretty dark out there, and so the earth, the plants, the animals, the people, and the baby all look to the light. So sing it with me and I'll light the candles.
We light a candle in the dark to greet the newborn sun. The earth turns upon its axis, a new year is begun. A new year is begun. We light 2 candles in the dark to greet the newborn sun. Blossoms reaching to the light, winter's hold is done. Winter's hold is done. We light 3 candles in the dark to greet the newborn sun. Furry beings out from hiding, sleep will soon be done. Sleep will soon be done. We light 4 candles in the dark to greet the newborn sun. Peace will face the light and praise the angle of the sun. The angle of the sun. We light 1 candle in the dark to greet the newborn son. Babies born out from the light, teach we all are one. To teach we all are one. Teach we all are one.
So I also want to draw your attention to the wonderful altar done by the Coopers, Gaelen and Mark Cooper, and there's some chocolate stars up on the altar just for all of us. So make sure that you visit the altar, and thank you so much. So our theme, this is next to the last Sunday, folks. So the values year is coming to a close, and it is my hope that each one of us has internalized the idea of living by values. Not just to think about them, oh, how nice love is, and oh, how nice peace is, but to actually decide and commit and follow with action the values that we really have in our heart. The theme for December is integrity. And that is a value that to me means being consistent with wise, moral, kind, purposeful action. And so this Christmas season, you know, we all want to replicate the nature of spirit. I mean, not just in the Christmas season, but always. And so the nature of spirit is to give. So everybody has a chance this morning to give a Christmas gift, and I'm going to explain you how that works. I'm going to explain you. So you were given a card that says, the gift I have to give is. So we all have gifts to give. I mean, I have a dinner to give somebody. And so what you want to do is to decide on what you have to give that anyone would like. And it can be really anything. If you have a couple of extra tickets to the symphony, you can give those. If you have a hug to give, you can give that. If you want to make dinner for somebody, you can do that. If you want to make a picnic basket and send them on their way, you can do that. But the idea is for you to write what you have to give and be prepared to give it. And then write your name and contact information. Then you're going to put these cards in the offering basket. Then the offering will be separated out, the financial gifts will be separated out, and these cards will come back in a basket, be put on the altar. Then everybody who has given a gift can take one. Isn't that great? You seem... Yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to have Christmas today. Thank you very much. I thought about this, and Pat made these beautiful cards up, so you guys better like it. So, the title today is Why We Tell the Story. So outside of retail encouragement, everything about Christmas is about the story. It's about the nativity. It's about the birth. It's about the ride into Bethlehem. It's about no room at the inn. It's about the baby in the manger. It's about the angels and the shepherds and the wise men and the star and the gifts. And it's told and retold in song. We've sang about the angels this morning already. It's told, we send Christmas cards. There's Christmas movies that we all watch. And the story is told and retold and retold. And if you like Christmas like I do, I love the story every time I hear it, every time I see it. And so, why do we tell the story over and over again? I was thinking about this, and one idea, a big hint, came to me when I realized that I was telling the story and hearing the story about the fires in Sonoma over and over and over again. I had a conversation this week with a lawyer on the phone who is doing a little work with me for my trust, and he has lost most of his work because the major thing that he worked for burned down. And so I don't even know this man. And he was telling me his story of evacuation and the fire, and I was telling him my story of evacuation and the fire. And I'm sure that he told this every chance he got. And the reason that is happening up where I live is that we have to integrate this powerful and unexpected event into our lives. It was so unexpected, and it was so dreadful and powerful, and yet there are blessings and there are miracles, and it's so out of the ordinary for our lives that in order for us to have a comfortable place for it to sit and move on with our lives, we have to tell the story again and again. You follow me? Doesn't this make sense? This is the same reason, I believe, that we tell the Christmas story, because we want to integrate this awesome idea of a holy being being born. Now, many of us grew up by believing that this was God's only Son that came to live among us and show us the way to live well. And then as we sort of migrated into metaphysics, the wonderful message is that the holiness of baby Jesus is the example for all of us, that this holiness lives inside of each one of us because there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is Jesus' life, and that life is our life right now. So today, I'm going to talk about three main reasons. There's more than that, but with time constraints, I'm giving you my three big ones, my three big reasons that we keep telling this story, okay? So the first is about the angels. So it was a troubled world 2,000 years ago in the Middle East. Rome ruled, and although it was called the Pax Romana, it was peaceful because they ruled with an iron hand. And there was a corrupt tax structure. That's why Mary and Joseph were going back to Bethlehem to be accounted for the tax. and there was sanctioned mistreatment of Jews. Some similarities to our life now, that we have some trouble with money and races and sides of political issues and levels of people in society. And so in this story, the angels broke through the dimensions and proclaimed peace and goodwill. They didn't suggest it. They actually proclaimed that this is what is happening. So in the Gospel of Luke, it says this, "And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them," that's the shepherds, "and they were sore afraid. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men." So that's a proclamation that peace and goodwill actually are here. So it's kind of, I want you to imagine this. You're walking your dog, and it's twilight, and it's at the hinge of the day, so the color of the day is fading. You can still see the clouds in the sky, and all of a sudden, at the treetops, a bunch of angels appear. I mean, these are big honking angels with a big wingspan, and they are flapping their wings right above the treetops, and they are saying to you, hey, you with the dog, your problems are nothing. Just lean into the peace that is given and know that from now on, everyone will treat you with goodwill. Peace and goodwill are the established ways of being in your earthly plane, okay? So, I would say that in order to receive this, there are people who have seen miraculous things at holy sites. It's really the people who are kind of prone to mystical experiences, who are open, that see it at all. I mean, there have been places like at Lourdes where Mary appears to someone the person right next to them can't see her. Why is the one that can see her able to? I think it's because they're wide open. They're wide open to the miraculous. They're wide open to mystical experiences. They're wide open to receiving one another. Nobody has, the people who can see this, they don't have any barriers, and they don't have any unforgiveness. That's why we sang that song about forgiveness. They're just wide open, ready for God to show up. So the value that we have, well, that's peace and goodwill. Okay, that's what they said. And then what we want to show you here is the value of openness. So this is a group, this guy here is our minister in Portland, Oregon, and he is with a diverse group. This is a Buddhist monk, this is a Sikh, an imam, a priest. I don't know who the rest of these, here's maybe somebody from the Episcopal Church, because they have ladies with collars like that. So this is, they do. So this is a group of open people. And maybe they could see the angels. They're closer, I think, than people who are closed down and resentful for everything. So the value that I want to talk about, or what I presented, is the value of openness. So to live the message in this story and assist in the integration of the whole story, openness to the spiritual dimension is absolutely necessary, and the naturalness of peace and grace and joy in our world has to be what we live and express. So yesterday I was at a farmer's market, and I went up to a guy who was selling olive oil, and nobody else was at his booth, and he was reading a book. So I said, what is the book you're reading? So he showed me, and it was a book about probably, I would say it was about how bad our government is. like the whole conspiracy thing, like there's evil going on at the center of everything. So he said, I've had this book for a couple of years, but I just haven't gotten into it, and I thought it was time that I could tell it was like he had to gird himself to read this book. So I said, are you getting any ideas about how to make it better? And he goes, what? And I said, the world. And I think at that time, he thought I was going to proselytize something because he said something like, get out of here. And he did. He shooed me away. And it was so shocking, and it all happened so quick. I just said, well, I was just thinking, if you can't make anything better, why do you read that stuff just to make you feel bad? And then he continued to shoo me off. But the idea is that poor guy's not going to see the angels. He was milking the awfulness of his imagination, whatever, and so we can choose that. We can go there. We can find conspiracy theories. We can, read a whole bunch of nasty stuff on Facebook about how bad it is. Or we can live with the angel's proclamation that peace and goodwill is what we live through. That's how we live our values, is that we choose them and then we live through them. Okay, so that's the first bit. Here's the second reason that we keep telling this story, and this is the star, this that was in the sky that led the shepherds and the wise men to the baby. And the idea here is miracles. This story has a whole lot of miracles. The angels are one of them, the star is one of them, the virgin birth, however you hold that would be miraculous. But when you think about miracles, it is breaking through ordinary expectations to receive something so magnificent that we really kind of don't have a place to hold it. It's so miraculous. And I'm going to talk about how I think we can nurture miracles. But first of all, I want to read to you this wonderful thing that Jean Houston wrote about this nativity. Miracles are the conscious activations of more patterns of reality than are usually seen in local, limited, unloving consciousness. In a state of love, in a state of resonance, in a state of I amness, you experience the thinning of the membranes between the worlds. And when the membranes are thinned, all kinds of new realities present themselves to be orchestrated. It is then, of course, that you can perform and experience miracles. So what this means is that we seek to find that reality just on the other side of our normal perception. And we nurture the miraculous when we find it, even the littlest bit. So one of the ideas that I have to nurture miracles is, many of us do gratitudes at the end of the day. We kind of say what we're grateful for that day. What if we identified the miracles, large and small, little things that you can call miracles, unexpected good, like, oh my God, I got there on time. That was a miracle. Or I found the perfect gift. It was really touch and go, but I found the perfect gift for that person. Or so-and-so was nice to me. What a miracle. And really live in that unexpected good. And many of the values that we've talked about this year would nurture miracles. I'll just read a few. Love, lightheartedness, receptivity, humility, generosity, fulfillment, acceptance, giving, receiving, willingness, forgiveness, surrender, ease, soft heart, gratitude, awe. I think maybe I'll give this to you next week at the end of the year. So we have to nurture the possibility that there are miracles abounding and that they're there for us. It's like I really believe that the infinite presence gives us stuff that is just for us, that is so miraculous that nobody else would appreciate it maybe, but for us it is amazing. It is awe-inspiring. Have you felt that? Do you know what I'm talking about? This happens all the time, I believe. So the idea that we're having here is the value is possibility thinking. Now these little guys, don't they just look like they are expecting the miraculous? So that's the next value that we're talking about today after openness is possibility thinking. That will help you live and integrate this story of the Christ. So the last one I want to talk about is this baby boy, this toddler. I asked Mary to find a holy picture of a baby that didn't look like a babe in arms, and this is what she found, and it's perfect. And so what I want to remind us of is that we are trained by many stories in Christianity and in other ancient religions that God beings are very different, special, miraculous, and that there are very few of them. And that they're so unusual that we actually put them into the myth category. And one reason that we tell the story is to feel ourselves in the story. And depending on what your spiritual belief is, you want to feel close to baby Jesus, you want to feel connected to baby Jesus, you want to feel one with this being, or you want to feel exactly the same as this miraculous being. We all want to feel that we are as important, as essential, as holy, as unique as this baby. And that, I believe, is hard to do, even for us metaphysicians who keep telling ourselves all the time, there's one life, that life is perfect, that life is God's life, that life is my life now. We still live with all of these judgments and people who are looking for the awful all around us, and it's hard for us. And so I have another story for you here that you might have heard, but if we remind ourselves enough of this, it might be that we really remember sometime when it's essential that we remember. And this story is called The Rabbi's Gift. Once upon a time, there was a monastery that had fallen upon hard times, once a great order. As a result of waves of anti-monastic persecution in the 17th and 18th centuries and the rise of secularism in the 19th, all its branch houses were lost, and it had become decimated to the extent that there were only 5 monks left in the decaying mother house, the abbot and 4 others, all over 70 years of age. Clearly, it was a dying order. So in this same place where the monastery was, there was a rabbi that occasionally would come and have a retreat in a little hut in the woods next to the monastery. And so the rabbi came, and the 4 brothers asked the abbot to go and talk to the rabbi and say, maybe the rabbi has an idea for us that would save us, actually. The rabbi welcomed the abbot at his hut, but when the abbot explained the purpose of his visit, the rabbi could only commiserate with him. "I know how it is," he exclaimed. "The spirit has gone out of the people. It is the same in my town. Almost no one comes to the synagogue anymore." So the old abbot and the old rabbi wept together. Then they read parts of the Torah and quietly spoke of deep things. The time came when the abbot had to leave. They embraced each other. "It has been a wonderful thing that we should meet after all these years," the abbot said, "but I have still failed in my purpose for coming here. Is there nothing you can tell me, no piece of advice that you can give me that would help me save my dying order?" "No, I'm sorry," the rabbi responded. "I have no advice to give." The only thing I can tell you is that the Messiah is one of you. Whew. So the rabbi, or the abbot, went back to the monastery, and all the brothers said, "What did he say? What did he say? What did he say?" And the abbot said, "Well, not much. He said something very cryptic. He said that one of us was the Messiah, and I don't know what he meant." So they went on their way, and they thought about this. And they thought, do you suppose he meant the abbot? Well, yes, if he meant anyone, he probably meant Father Abbot. He's been our leader for more than a generation. Well, on the other hand, he might have meant Brother Thomas. Certainly, Brother Thomas is a holy man. Everyone knows that Thomas is a man of light. Oh, well, certainly he could not have meant Brother Eldred. Eldred gets crotchety at times. But, come to think of it, even though he is a thorn in people's sides, when you look back on it, Eldred is virtually always right. Often very right. Maybe the rabbi did mean Brother Eldred. Oh, but surely not Brother Philip. Philip is so passive, a real nobody. But then, almost mysteriously, he has a gift for somehow always being there when you need him. He just magically appears by your side. Maybe Philip is the Messiah. Of course, the rabbi didn't mean me. He couldn't have possibly meant me. I'm just an ordinary person. But over the weeks and months, they all began treating each other as if on the outside chance, each one of them could have been the Messiah. And on the outside chance that they individually were the Messiah. They started treating themselves with exceptional respect. And the light in that monastery grew so amazingly that in the springtime, young families came with their babies and had picnics on the lawn next to the monastery. And then one day, a young man asked if he could join the order. And the whole brotherhood was reborn because they treated each other with the exceptional respect that one would treat another if they thought they were the holy, waited-for one. This is absolutely the key to peace on earth. And okay, this is God on earth. Okay, we did that. So the value that I want to talk about, this is what I centered on, and that is non-locality. The idea of non-locality is that our effect moves far, far, far from us, just like the non-locality of the baby Jesus has come down to us 2,000 years later and has affected the lives of billions and billions and billions of people because of the light within him. Our non-locality affects other people the same way. So the last value here is non-locality, and because this is kind of a different word, I don't know if I've ever used it even from the pulpit, I want to talk about non-locality just for a bit. And that is, first of all, we are so much more than our body. We are beacons of the energetic, emotional, spiritual world we inhabit. And peace and goodwill of the angels can be spread far and wide through us just radiating this energy that we nurture within us. What happens is we become leaky. We have leaky margins. We have porous skin. We move our energy from us, and we can't help it because we are connected. Both the science and the metaphysical realm share the same story of the butterfly. They've proven this. A butterfly flaps its wings on one continent, and there is a storm on another continent because this touches this, and this touches this, and this touches this, and it's the same with us. We do one kind deed, and then that is spread, and that is spread, and that is spread. Or we have one unkind word, and that is spread, and that is spread. We influence everything. Our thoughts, words, and actions are creative. And the values theme this year proves it. We've proven it over and over again, that when we live through our values, we affect other people. And then finally, we are influenced by what we choose. Just because we have these leaky margins, everybody else does too. And I could have been really kind of brought down by that guy at the farmer's market, and talked to him about how bad things were. But we get to choose what influences us. We are not sponges of just everything. We pull from non-local sources of peace, power, love, and generosity, and let everything unloving fall away. So, for me, the message of Christmas is to be affected by the love in the story and by the miracles in every Christmas carol. And to really think, yes, maybe I could be as influential in a good way as an avatar, as a great being. We never will be unless we have that possibility thinking that it could be so. So these are the values that we must have in order to express the Christ. Openness, possibility thinking, and that absolute knowingness that we have ripples that move out into the world. And may those ripples be the energy of the Christ. Let me take you within to anchor this message. Would the practitioners please surround the room? So miracles are afoot. Let me help you imagine that on the anniversary of this holy birth each year, that angels and avatars and enlightened beings come into our realm to celebrate again the birth of a Holy One that has affected so many people. And that right now, there is the arrival of so many beings without bodies, so many beings that can fly through time and space, the angels, the holy beings. And for us to have that experience of opening to miracles, we do open every single thing that we have to open. Our mind, our heart, our arms, our vision. And imagine with me that these angels are coming to help humankind evolve into a greater expression of that holy life that is already within. That they are here to charge us with changing the world in a positive way. May it be that each one of us is so open to this possibility that whether we call it the Christ presence or the Buddha nature or the great mother energy, whatever that is, that it shines forth from our eyes, and it shines forth from the palms of our hands. And where we walk on the earth, there is a glow, because those who see us see the light of the Holy One. May it be so for each one this Christmas. And so it is. Amen.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Go ahead and sing with me if you like. Long lay the world in seeming error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ is born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by his cradle we stand. So led by light of a star so brightly gleaming, here come the wise men of Orient land. The King of Kings lay thus in lowly manger, in all our trials, born to be our friend. He knows our needs. He guardeth us from danger. Behold the King and bathe in his pure light. Behold the King and bathe in his pure light. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is his brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the King. So ever praise we his power and his glory evermore proclaim. His power and his glory evermore proclaim.
Posey Lion.
Well, Merry Christmas. This time of year, I always think of our Christmases past, and my husband last year joined the Angels, and I have one of my favorite stories to tell. Years ago, I got a little too, as the children said, arty-farty about the Christmas tree, and so they told me to butt out it was theirs. So every year, my husband and the two, Merrill and Tim, would go up to Sonoma and cut a tree. Now, those of you who've been to my house know that my living room is 2 stories high with a balcony that overlooks it. So one year, they hauled back this tree. Now, I have no idea how they got it back to Tiburon, but it was so big, they hauled it in and set it up and worked and worked and worked on it. Anyway, night came, and in the middle of the night, I heard this big thud. And I said, well, Bill, 3 in the morning, your dumb tree fell over. And he said, I was wondering how to get the star on the top. He was such an optimist, so may the ushers please come forward and bless all of our wonderful memories. Hold your gifts and over your heart and say, by the way, I wanted to thank you for your gifts today especially. It was special. This gift I give is God in action. I now send it forth to bless and to prosper. I know that everywhere it goes, it's creating a world living in love, one heart and one thought at a time.
Oh, Mother Mary, let love be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, let love be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, let peace be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, let peace be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, let joy be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, let joy be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, let passion be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, let passion be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, let power be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, let power be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, let love be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, let love be with us. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things. Oh, Mother Mary, Mother of all things.
Well, we bless the gifts from all, bless the gifts from God, and bless the gifts we're going to receive today.
So remember, the gifts on the cards are going to be back in the basket, probably on the altar. So come and get yourself a chocolate cookie and a present, and Merry Christmas. So we are grateful for everybody that set up this service today. Cindy Lou and Gail and Jim for setup, the sound for Dana, and Ron on camera, and Tom on the computer streaming, Mary on PowerPoint, our wonderful practitioners that are ready to say a prayer for you today, the Coopers who did the altar, and Posey, Bodie, and Amanda for music, and our youth and family team, and also the Sunday team led by who? Paula. Yeah, I mean, she's the house mom of everybody, and I think she's probably house mom today, so very nice. You are invited to Jett's house tomorrow for Christmas dinner. There's a sign up in the back. Usually people bring their favorite dish that they can't have Christmas without, and I'm sure that Jett will have some wonderful food for you. So the sign up is back there, and it always is helpful to carpool to Jett's house. Rest is on New Year's Eve. Do you want to say something, Julie, or is yes. Okay. This is going to be the concluding time of rest. And so if you would like to assist with giving a New Year's Eve dinner to... No. Okay. You have enough, okay.
We do. Thank you, Reverend Karyl. There will be a rest dinner. Rest is overnight shelter and a warm dinner for homeless men in Marin who are brought by bus to the church in Tiburon. We have enough sign-ups. We had more than enough sign-ups, and those who were not scheduled will be asked to serve sometime later this spring. The program ends after 10 years, at the end of April this year. It's over. There's other directions being taken politically. Financially, we don't know what those are going to be. So to those who did sign up, thank you very much. To those who did donate money during the last 2 weeks, thank you for that. We have enough to cover all of the food costs, and thank you.
Thank you.
So I will not be there, but Suzanne Karsh will be there on New Year's Eve as the team leader from Golden Gate, and I'm hoping she can give us a report Sunday after New Year's, which will be the first Sunday in January.
That's right.
Thanks, Reverend.
Yes, thank you. And thank you all for your generosity. And next are winter classes. Posey, you're going to talk about your class. You can sign up for all 3 of these classes over here at the education table.
So I'm wearing my teacher's hat now. And if any of you would like a shorter class, it's a 6-week class. Anyone can take it. There's no prerequisite. It's called This Thing Called You. So if you would like to find maybe a deeper you, the you that really remembers who you are as a perfect expression of that eternal life, that maybe has forgotten some of that, but you need reminders to know who and what you really are and what you came here to be. This is a 6-week class. It starts Tuesday, January 23rd. So it'll be 6 Tuesday nights from 6:30 to 9:30. So if you're intrigued, if you have any questions, I'll be at the education table right after service.
Thank you, love. And then, if you would like to come with me to a wonderful, magical trip to France, the flyers and the sign-up sheet are in the back, and I have lots of information for you. Next, we are moving on to Capricorns. Just a sec. Capricorns. So the practitioners want to give you a gift if you are a Capricorn, and everybody gets a gift as your sign comes around. So if you would like to pick up a spiritual checkup sheet at the practitioners table and then call someone on the back, you can have a birthday session with them, and so that would be wonderful. And now Suzanne wants to know what to do with the cards, so just come right up here. We're going to put the cards right here on the altar, right there.
Are we putting them upside down so there's no shopping?
You know, it's my experience that we can say, it's recommended that you don't shop, that you just pick one and that's going to be your perfect one. But you know, I think with this group, we can say that and there will still be shopping. Just saying. And then, not lastly, but next is looking back on 2017. If you have a favorite memory, I'm going to go over some of those memories and kind of link them to the values next week, which will be Christmas or New Year's Eve Sunday next week before we launch into 2018. There's one other thing that you received today, which is a workshop on Sunday, February 4th. We don't have a slide for it yet, and it's pretty early to think about, but Maggie Cole is an amazing practitioner from Santa Rosa, and she has done retreats with our practitioners a few years. So if you want to get your name on the list, that sign-up sheet is back there. So let me just bless you now on your Christmas day tomorrow, and know that the Spirit of the Christ is alive in you, and that Spirit always guides your way. Please stand now for the affirmation and closing song. And so right up here with me, the light of peace, love, and joy is born in me once again. These divine qualities radiate from me in ripples that heal the world. Well-being and goodwill precede me and follow me. The world is blessed by God as me once again this Christmas time.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año e felicidad. Feliz, 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 feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año e felicidad. Everybody hear ya. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.